Hello everybody, Beth's Golden here with another chalkboard. This time it's the larger one. I think that this is, ooh, what size is this one? Let me look at the back and I'll tell you. We're going to do some chalking. This is a 12 by 18 Claire antique whiteboard. So I'm going to be doing some chalking on this. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so I thought it would be cute to use the little vintage truck. It's like my favorite thing. And then I want to do loads of luck with the shamrocks in the back of the truck, like so. I'm going to do the truck in the middle because I'm seeing the truck on the bottom a lot, which is cute, but I just want to do something a little bit different. So the colors that I'm using are going to be the white, of course, the evergreen, the lime green, the canary, and the teal. So I'm going to do all these. I wanted to kind of keep it in this springy St. Patrick's Day theme. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually I'm going to lay out the truck first, the body of the truck first, because that's going to need to dry before I can lay the truck out on top of it and completely. Normally, before you do this, you are going to want to fuzz your screen print, but I've already fuzzed it and also, before I forget, make sure you mark the back. That way you know when you reapply the screen print which side to apply it on, because we want it on the glossy side. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this out first. Okay. So I'm going to take my squeegee and just get all the air bubbles out. And now I'm going to lay down my first color, and I want the base of this to be this canary yellow. So I'm going to open it up. Make sure you always hang on to this piece right here. And then I'm going to stir it around like so. And I'm just going to start to lay out some color. I'm going to take my larger squeegee and just go over it like so. Okay, there is an air bubble right there. I didn't do a very good job, but I am going to go ahead and leave it because I am putting another one over it, and I think it might look kind of cool with the rustic truck look. So I could redo the whole thing, but I think I'm just going to leave it. So what I need to do now is I need to go rinse this before it dries. So before I go on, I need to clean up my edges on this because I will not be able to get the lid off if I let it dry with that chalk. And then I'm going to do one spray of water. And what that does is it elongates the life of my chalk paste, because chalk is drying. This is chalk. Every time you open it up, you end up losing some moisture. So make sure you put this top piece back on to seal it back up, and go ahead and just seal that on down. We're going to set this aside. We're done with it. If I was still using it, I probably would go ahead and keep it open, but I'm not, so we're going to move ahead. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do loads of, and I do need to fuzz this piece up. I already have on the back my little star, so I know where it needs to go. And I'm going to fuzz this, and I'm just going to press it on my shirt. You're just going to have to believe me that I'm doing it. And what this does is this allows the transfer to be placed and then lifted again. For this one, I'm going to put it pretty much towards the top. And then I'm just going to take my squeegee again, make sure I got all those air bubbles out. And for this one, I'm going to use the evergreen color. Again. All right, I have used this before. I'm going to use a new one of these little wooden popsicle sticks. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. And I don't know if I'm going to use this color again. I don't think I am. So I'm going to go ahead and just squirt it with 1 squirt of water to keep that nice and moist for next time. My edges look pretty good. There we go. Now I'm going to lift. When you lift this, you don't want to pull it from the corners because that'll cause your screen print to stretch. I am actually going to find my loose end on the corners, and then I'm going to lift it straight up. This is a textile, so it will stretch like any kind of fabric would. And this is much stickier than the other one because it's brand stinking new. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go rinse this off. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to continue drying, I am going to do a little bit of cleanup around like the edges before we get too far into this. The reason why you have to clean your transfers right when you pull them and you don't want them to be sitting around is because they will dry onto the screen print and it could get stuck on your board, and you just don't want that. That would be no fun. So it's important just to clean those off as soon as possible, and I will show you at the end how to store them so that they can last. Each transfer should last you between 20 to 40 uses. So you will get a nice long life out of them if you just take care of them properly. And it's not that hard. It doesn't require a brain surgery or anything. So I'm just going to move this green. So I am going to now go ahead and pull out my heat gun and finish setting that so that I can get the next portion on, because I need the next part of my truck to dry so that I can put the shamrocks in the back. Okay, now we're going to lay the truck out. Now this has already been used, so I don't need to fuzz it again. It's already been fuzzed. And remove my transfer. You do not want to let this transfer sit. Paying special attention to make sure that I lift it carefully. so now we're going to put our luck on, and then we will add our shamrocks. So again, let me check the back. Yep, I got it marked. I have not used this one before. Oops. So I need to fuzz it. I'm just laying this one down on my shirt, picking up some fuzz, and then I'm going to lay it about there. Looks right. I gotta make a decision. Do I want this to be white or do I want it to be lime green? I think I want it to be white and do those shamrocks lime green. But before I do that, I want to clean off that blue spot, and I'm going to dip a Q-tip in my cleaner. You can use any glass cleaner. I like this, and it's just what I use in my house. I could probably take a napkin to it, and it would be okay, but the Q-tip is definitely more precise. And it just comes right up. Yep, okay. So I'm going to do the white on this. Some areas that I'm going to have to clean up at the end, like right here. That's going to need to be cleaned up, but I'll do that in just a minute. Okay, so yep, I got the back marked. I need to fuzz it, so I'm going to stick it on me. Okay, now I'm going to line this up. This is, the truck is one piece, and then this is the accessory pack, I believe it is, and it comes with so many fun sayings. I mean, a lot of fun, like loads of, they got farm fresh, they have hearts and eggs and Easter and love, and just so many seasons that you can use this on. This right here and do it a little bit lower and call it good. So to take it off, I just take some water, and it's already dried. Let me get my loads of again, and I need my evergreen. Love the board. I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. It's going to go in the kind of like the entryway of my house, and I'm going to swap it out with each season. If you are interested in chalking, please see my link below. I do have Chalkology I use, and I started with the company just so I could play. I really, really love it. So if you are interested, please check out my website with the link that's listed below. It is www.betsgolden.chalkcouture.com. And make sure you come back, because I have a small circle one I'm going to do next on the next, my next series, part of this series. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, so, oh, and to clean these, you just want to run your transfers underwater. And then once you run them underwater, you're going to want to dry them off with a paper towel. Some people use Clorox wipes. I've noticed that a towel works just fine. And then you're going to put them back on that backing, and you're going to store it. If you have any questions on how to do that, I did that in the very first video in which I made the Why do I need luck? I have so much charm sign. So go ahead and check that video out if you have any questions on how to store and clean the transfers. Some people keep a cookie sheet off to the side with water, then they dump the transfers in until the end of the project. That doesn't work for me because I will make a mess. I will dump the water when I'm all done. So I just prefer to run it back to the sink and clean it between each use. That allows my board to get a little bit dry if I'm layering, and I just kind of clean as I go. So it's really your personal preference. The important thing though is to make sure that you put your transfer on the paper it came on correctly, which is glossy side up. That's why you want to mark the back, and you want your transfer to be dry when you do so. So I just dry it with a paper towel and I'm good to go. Okay, please make sure you give this a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so. Feel free to share it with anyone who wants to chalk. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, happy crafting.